Jordie Thomson was born February 9, 1958, and was destined to be a cowboy. His father, Ken, was the first president of the Cowboys Protective Association, and Jordie, along with his brothers Lonnie and Kirk, grew up on the rodeo trail, traveling with their dad and mom Barb. Jordie's career started much the same as most rodeo kids, competing in the boys' steer riding. After a year in the amateur ranks, Jordie turned professional in 1973 at the tender age of 15 in the event he would be best known for, bull riding, and soon after would compete professionally in bareback and saddle bronc riding as well. Over the next 10 years, Jordie Thomson's life inside and outside the rodeo arena would leave an indelible impact on professional rodeos throughout the world. As a first-year pro, it didn't take long for Jordie Thomson to let everyone know he had arrived. In just his first rodeo as a professional bull rider, Jordie set a new Canadian record for the highest marked bull ride of 88 points on future Hall of Fame bull Wilford at the Canadian Western Rodeo of Champions in Regina in December of 1973. By 1975, 17-year-old Jordie Thomson had qualified for his first of what would ultimately be 8 consecutive trips to the Canadian Finals Rodeo in bull riding. He won the opening round, set a record for youngest contestant to ever qualify for the Canadian Finals, and finished in 3rd place for the Canadian Bull Riding Championship. 1976 saw Jordie return to the Canadian Finals Rodeo, but this time in 2 events, bull riding and bareback riding. He won the second go-round in the bareback riding, and by the time the week was over, Jordie finished 3rd overall in the bareback riding and was the reserve champion of Canada in bull riding. The next 5 years would be the best of Jordie Thomson's career, winning many championship buckles and posting marquee wins in saddle bronc at the Cloverdale Rodeo, in bull riding at the Grand National Rodeo at the Cow Palace in San Francisco, the California Rodeo Salinas, and World Rodeo Bull Riding title in Quirlbin, Australia, and the Ponoka Stampede, to name a few. Jordie qualified for his first National Finals Rodeo in Oklahoma City in 1978, winning go-round number 8, and in 1979 he was the reserve Canadian bull riding champion for the second time in his career, and again qualified for the National Finals Rodeo in Oklahoma City, where he won go-round number 4. In 1979 and 1980, Jordie was the Central Alberta Stampede Association's bull riding champion, and in 1980, he was the bull riding season leader in Canada. Jordie qualified for the Canadian Finals Rodeo in 1981 in 3rd place overall, and qualified for the 8th and final time in 1982, giving him the record for the most consecutive and the most overall qualifications in bull riding at the Canadian Finals. Injuries eventually took its toll on Jordie Thomson as he struggled through the 1983 season, missing the Canadian Finals Rodeo for the first time. He bought his card for the 1984 season, but eventually called it a career at just 26 years old. But by the time he had retired from active competition, Jordie Thomson had set or held 5 Canadian records, and his records for being the youngest bull rider to qualify for the Canadian Finals Rodeo and the most consecutive qualifications in bull riding at the Canadian Finals Rodeo remain unbroken. The stories of Jordie Thomson's life and career have become the stuff of legends, from spurring a bull so hard that he could bend a spur to inspiring people to write poems about him. Canadian Pro Rodeo Hall of Famer Don Johansson explained that back in the early 80s, there were 3 bull riders who dominated rodeo conversations: Don Gay, Bobby Del Vecchio, and Jordie Thomson. Jordie Thomson passed away in 2010 at the age of 56. Jordie loved his family and was a good friend. Always confident, bold, and comical, Jordie never waned under pressure. He was a horse trainer, a dog lover and trainer, and a cowboy poet. we are pleased to recognize Jordie Thomson as a legend in the Canadian Pro Rodeo Hall of Fame.